don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Move it down. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat your love. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come more. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it on. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect in bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
Kiwe wesu garani anya nine oria nine nke pụrịta kwasa mmadụ dị ndụ n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye na-agwọ ọrịa anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị onwe gị bụ Sunele nke ndị agha ka igwe mere anyị ebere ka akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosi ike ka anyị wee n'ikpete mazụ nye ha sogotuta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi mara n'ebighị ebi ise mma mma dịrị gị Chineke mama dịrị Chineke.
Are you still fighting the struggle to have independence for Biafra? We are fighting for independence, not fighting physically with guns and bullets. We are fighting in terms of our agitation. We are fighting in terms of our belief. We're fighting in terms of our consistency to ensure that we are free, because we're not free. As a free people, we can afford to make life better for our people. Right now, we can't do that because of how Nigeria is structured and because of the very flawed foundations upon which Nigeria rests.
You called for a referendum latest this year, November, you said, I think. Yes. If that doesn't happen, what's the way forward? Because the way it looks like the government will definitely not agree to that.
Then there'll be no elections in Biafra land. No more elections here. They can put whoever they like in office. They can do whatever they like with their political positions. We will not engage in any political process.
You said it's a peaceful struggle, but yes. There are some videos of you appearing in the past, especially abroad, in particular in one conference in the US, where you said you need weapons to defend yourself, you need guns and ammunition. How can we understand that in the context that you're saying it's a peaceful struggle?
I'm sure you've heard about the Fulani headsmen killing people all over the place. Have you heard about it? Of course. Exactly. So how do you intend to defend yourself against Fulani headsmen without guns and bullets? They'll be killing our people, raping our women, destroying crops in the farms, and no one does anything about it. Is that how human beings are supposed to live?
So, and you have the right to arm yourself and defend yourself with arms in that context?
Self-defense is recognized even by all the known laws of the UN. Is that not correct? We have the right. If somebody were to barge into this very interview now wielding a machete or an AK-47, are you suggesting we should let them get away with it?
You were detained for almost 2 years, from 2015 on, and actually there was no trial. No trial ever happened, and despite several court rulings that said you were supposed to be released, you were not released. Yes. Do you think you were treated in a fair way by the government? Or rather also by the justice system? No,
not fairly, because Nigeria is not a civilized country. People behave like animals. They are not reasonable enough. They're not disciplined enough. They are not mentally developed enough to run a transparent civil society. For them, they have a feudal mindset where you have the ruling class and, a multitude of poverty-stricken people who never utters any word in rebellion or to even ask questions about their plight. That is one thing we are determined to challenge.
Don't you think you insult a lot of Nigerians with that?
I'm being very kind, to be honest. I could have used far more harsher words to describe them. I'm being very kind.
So generally you don't think very positive of your countrymen then, obviously?
They are not... When you say positive, no, as individuals, perhaps there are a few good people amongst them. But as a collective, this is an absolute mess. And you can see for yourself. Didn't you go through the roads and see how horrible they are? Didn't you see how unkempt everywhere is? How filthy and dirty everywhere is? That is the product of a Nigerian system that is uniquely backwards, even by the very third world standards of Black Africa. That's the fact, and people must face up to it.
Well, I traveled in the north quite extensively, and I went to very remote areas sometimes where you would still find Igbo people living there, peaceful together with communities in the north. Don't you sometimes think that you might endanger their peaceful coexistence with the communities there, that they might get into trouble with that?
So if they're living so peacefully together, or cohabiting so peacefully as you put it, how come you hear about all those uprisings in the north where southern Christians are being slaughtered and nothing gets done about it? Are you telling me that that is normal? People are in the north out of a dire need, necessity more or less, to try and survive. Because here, the entire production process has been emasculated by people and policies that are geared towards ensuring that our people exist in perpetual state of poverty. And that is unacceptable to us. What we're asking the world to recognize is that we want to live in peace, not in pieces. We want to live in peace, just to allow us to be. Allow Biafra to exist. We were existing before the British came. Just allow us to go back to, what we were before. No African came to Europe to create countries. So for somebody to just come in here and say, you, from today your name is Nigeria, is simply laughable.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening section. We have come once again, as we always do, to speak with Biafran people. This is the evening section of our program. We have done the morning section and we are in the evening section. And every one of us have seen what transpired today in the court. It is no longer news. It is no longer news that Nigerian government have chosen the hard way. Just as we have been saying that no government in the world let their prisoner go out of pity. The government of the world will only let their prisoners go when you pressure them to do so. So from what happened this evening, I think it is clear that it's only pressure that is going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For those who are joining us for the very first time in our platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We do not come here to share propaganda or blackmail. The only thing we do is to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, and tell the world the situation of things in Biafra land and in Nigeria as a whole. And also we provide solution. We present Biafra as a remedy to the atrocities happening in Nigeria. You can continue to run away from it. You can continue to dodge it for all I care. The only remedy to save humanity in that contraption called Nigeria is Biafra. And the earlier the West understand this and channel their energy on the actualization of Biafra, the better for all of us. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching from, I welcome every one of you and I appreciate everyone that have come to this program today. You have seen what transpired in the court of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. With all that we know that we have seen, the Nigerian government continue to show that they are lawless. Nigerian government continue to show that they are terrorist government. They support everything terrorism. And they are the one instigating the division in Nigeria. That secret code that they have kept that no Igbo man will receive justice in Nigeria is not a joke. They have shown it once again today in their court, where their court denied Mazi Nnamdi Kanu medical treatment, and they have now dragged the medical board into it. They have now dragged the medical board into it. Can you imagine that the medical board did not test Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as demanded by the court? All they did was to go to their office, write a letter and send, and say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should remain in DSS and take treatment, without conducting any tests as directed by the court. All these things you are seeing are manipulations to see that they continue to stall the case. And it's a reminder for us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never ever get justice in Nigeria. He will never get justice. So we have to continue the pressure, continue to put pressure on the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, continue to mount pressure on them. It is only this pressure that is going to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Governments of the world, I repeat, government does not release their prisoner out of pity. They release them out of pressure. It is when they see the pressure that they cannot handle, they will not have any choice than to let go. And that is what we are urging everybody, wherever you are, you must join in this very move of the 20th of October. Coming Monday, a total lockdown of the entire nation. Every Igbo businessman has to lock down his or her business on that very day. It is a total lockdown. Wherever you are, and you are a business person, you care about humanity, you are tired of the insecurity and the injustice, lock up your shop, come and join the march to Asorok to make a strong statement. You must come and join the march to Asorok to make a strong statement. Nothing is going to stop it. Wherever you are, come and join. Come and join. Do not look back. Do not shy away. Do not be disorganized. Do not be discouraged. Wherever you are, continue to call your brothers and your sisters, your neighbors to join this march to Asoro. It is very, very necessary and essential. Every responsible human being that has common sense in him should support it. It is a very open and general protest. The protest is not just about the Igbos, it is about humanity. The protest is not organized by IPOB or the Biafran people. It is about humanity. And as long as we Biafrans, we are human, much more human than you can ever imagine, we are supposed to be in the forefront to support that very protest. Support it with all your strength, with all your might. Already we see that some people are already weighing in. Some people who have been silent are already speaking. Politicians are adding their voice. People that matters are speaking up. So there is no reason we have to step back. We have to seize this opportunity and make a strong statement that will go a long way to speak in history. A march to Asorok to demand the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is something that must be done and must be accomplished. So wherever you are, you need to come out. It is going to be a 1 million march, not just 1 million, 1 billion march. The international communities are going to be watching. International press are going to be there. Everybody is going, international observers, they are already flying into Abuja. As we speak, many international observers are flying into Abuja, and they are going to be there to observe and watch and see what is happening. This very protest is going to speak volume. So wherever you are, you must, it is a must, you must be there and available to join this very protest. Make sure you are there to join this very protest. Remain peaceful, just as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had demanded. We must remain peaceful and achieve our end. Before we proceed, I want to bring up the press briefing of the lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of the lawyers. I'm going to bring their press briefing so that you can be able to hear what transpired in the court today and what we are talking about. That Nigeria is an unrepentant nation. Nigeria is a nation that does not have human sympathy. Nigeria is a nation that is not supposed to exist the next minute. Nigeria is a nation that is supposed to be done with. I want you to pay attention to the press briefing of the lawyers so that we can take it from here and then we go on. Let's listen to what the lawyers have to say.
This is a public document brought in by the medical council through the prosecution. So they serve us this thing today. And if you watch there in this particular medical report, you can see all the ailments they say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering from. And surprisingly, somebody that has all these particular issues, now in the last paragraph, to say that from their own listing, you can stand trial. Somebody that is passing through all these elements. Having said that, too, go to make a consequential order. Say, please, go and examine him and report back to me. They never examined Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Did you hear that?
To come up with this report. Nigerian Medical Council, they should be very careful because this is a professional body and we are expected to act professionally. In your report, you are expected, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm a practicing lawyer. You are expected to show that on this particular day, you obtained his specimen. We carried out this lab, and the lab showed this. We are talking about somebody's life, for goodness sake. You cannot just enter into your office room and you open your system and start writing trash. And they want court to rely on it. And surprisingly, we are expected to take a date for us to go. And because when the court gave us an opportunity to respond, we are ought to have taken a date to confess from our clients. It was when Nnamdi Kanu said, what? We are the people that even gave Nnamdi Kanu this thing. When the court was about to sit, they are talking about somebody's life. Of course, as a matter of this thing, the Igbos are on trial. This is a war against the Igbos. Of course, you are here when the president ordered the police and the army to go and negotiate and have a discussion with the terrorists and the non-bandits in this town. And somebody that is exercising his rights as given to him by the constitution, both local and international legislations, and you said that you should enter trial. Trial for what? What is it trial? What are you trying for? Do you have even jurisdiction? Does the court have jurisdiction to entertain this particular matter? Something that has been discharged by court of appeal. So we don't want to go into that. This is a trial. Again, this is the Igbos are on trial. This is a persecution, not a prosecution. And I stand by it. And I'm calling the entire Nigerians. It's the Igbos and the Nnamdi Kanu today. It can be another person tomorrow. And we should stand against it. That's why we are protesting. Why should we be treating a human being like this? Simply because the offense Nnamdi Kanu committed because he's an Igbo man. Can you do it to somebody from the north? Can you do it to somebody from the west? You cannot. People have been agitated. So boy has been going around agitated for public Oduduwa. Have you ever arrested him? The answer is no. Because Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo and he said that nobody can speak with him for him. And we are saying no to that. We can never be intimidated. Nobody is more Nigerian than anybody. Nobody is a second-class citizen in this country, and we are going to fight it. I'm begging judiciary to not allow yourself to be used. They know what they are doing. Are you telling me that it was on the 13th? God gave you 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, you now produce the document on the 13th, and you kept it with you. You did not allow us to go and see our clients with it, only for you to serve us 5 minutes before court is sitting, and you ask us to respond. Is this injustice or injustice, for goodness sake? We should call evil. And when you call evil, it will stop existing. That is our solution. Thank you. No evaluation. Come up with you cannot just
You just heard the press briefing of the lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is very shameful. It is very shameful that even the Nigerian Medical Association has been dragged into this madness. That when we say Nigeria is a failed state, Nigeria is failing and dragging everything along with it to fail. It doesn't matter how professional you are. It doesn't matter how educated you are. Whenever you decide to walk in that name called Nigeria, you will be rubbished. You will become the devil himself. You will no longer know your left and right. One of the first things you have to do before you work with Nigeria is to throw your brain away. You take your brain and throw the dustbin. A very strong institution like Nigerian Medical Association that have learned people that are trained for years. Some of them have worked abroad. Nigerian Medical Association, the court gave you an order. Go and conduct a test on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They never conducted any test. They never went to Mazi Nnamdi to take any specimen to conduct a test. What did they do? They went to their office and began to write the script that was written to them. And they took that script and they brought it to the judge on the 13th, knowing that the case is coming out on the 16th. They went and dropped it on the 13th. And instead of serving the documents to the lawyers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for response, for them to have enough time to study it, send it to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, study it and respond. They gave it to the lawyers 5 minutes to the resumption of the court. 5 minutes to the resumption of the court. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only saw this in the court. The lawyers only saw it in the court. And they want them to respond to it. Now you understand, when we talk about the atrocity and the lawlessness in Nigeria, I don't know how to talk about it. It is disturbing. Anybody that is watching from any part of the world and you're observing the situation in Nigeria, you have to know that these things has gone out of hand. It has got, you can imagine, they did not conduct any tests. The so-called Nigerian Medical Association, a very renowned organization that is supposed to be upright, that even if you buy any other people, these are people that have sworn to protect life. These are a group of people that have sworn to protect life. So there is no way they are supposed to engage themselves into this kind of propaganda and blackmail. They are not supposed to engage themselves into any sort of this kind of statements. But Nigerian government, they don't care. You can imagine a president that went and hired priests, gave them uniform. People that has no business with Christianity were hired, gave them uniform to confirm his Muslim ticket. What else would they do? A country that took an imposter to run a country for 4 good years. What else would they do? And when the Biafrans say they are tired of this, some people who do not understand will be calling us names. No reasonable and sensible person will continue to go along with the Zoological Republic after seeing what transpired in the court. There is no responsible person anyway that will continue to abide or support the Zoological Republic after seeing what has transpired. No sensible person will. And that is why the Biafran people have made up their mind that they are going to leave the Zoological Republic, come fire, come sun, come rain. Nothing is going to stop us. We are out of the zoo and we are out for good. Nothing on earth will bring us back into that Zoological Republic. My great people of Biafra, lovers of freedom and defenders of truth all over the world. In this very channel, the Bihara channel, we speak the truth and nothing but truth. We have seen today in the High Court of Abuja, where the fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, once again hangs in balance. Today, as you all see, is another court day. Today, as you see, is a day that is supposed to be a day of truth, a day of conscience, and a test of justice in Nigeria. As we always ask the question, the question before us is simple yet powerful. Will justice finally speak in Nigeria, or will Nigeria silence him again? That is the question we'll be asking. Will justice finally speak in Nigeria, or will Nigeria silence him? As you see today in the court of the zoo, Nigeria has once again silenced justice. Nigeria has once again silenced justice, as they have always done. Nigeria has silenced justice. For over 3 years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been held in illegal detention by the Nigerian government, despite several court orders granting him freedom. You and I know how he was abducted from Kenya, subjected to extraordinary rendition, and has been denied access to proper medical care in the DSS custody. The court today was supposed to be expected to rule on his deteriorating health condition. That is the ruling you are expecting today. Whether he will be granted the right to receive adequate medical treatment or continue to suffer in silence. And the court said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should continue to suffer in silence. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, an innocent man that has been freed, that the United Nations have given them the ultimatum to release, in another court, an opportunity for them to do the right thing, they refuse to do it. Come on to have his treatment, they rejected it. And they said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should continue to suffer in silence. This case is not just about one man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is about the soul of justice in Nigeria. It is about whether government can continue to violate human rights with impunity and still call itself democratic. That is the case of Nigeria. Nigeria has violated every laws of human rights known to man. None is remaining. And yet the world is silent and watching. Let us be clear. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not well. And that is the truth. Don't mix it up. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not well. His lawyers have raised the alarm several times, warning of a dangerous decline in his health, denial of medication, and inhuman prison condition. This is not only an abuse of power, it is a crime against humanity. And the whole world is watching. Crime against humanity committed against our Prime Minister, our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Crimes against humanity committed against Biafrans. Every detainee, even a condemned criminal, every detainee, even a condemned criminal, has the right to life, dignity, and medical care under both Nigerian law and International Human Rights Convention. These two laws covers this right for somebody who is a criminal, let alone somebody who is not a criminal. He has this right covered. Both under Nigerian law and under International Human Rights Convention, he has the right to be treated and to choose where and who and how to be treated. Denying him medical attention is slow and calculated form of execution. Denying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu attention is a slow and calculated form of execution. A silent weapon used by oppressive system to destroy voices of truth. Don't mix it up. This is a raw truth that everybody must have in their heart. A very raw truth. You can't run away from it. Today's court session is more than a legal battle, as you can see. Today's court session is more than a legal battle. It is a moral referendum. You see the way they have dragged Nigerian Medical Association into it. And Nigerian Medical Association that is supposed to uphold a high standard of moral standard. Instead of examining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they never conducted any test on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because no specimen was taken from him anyway. Because case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not something you interview him verbally, you must conduct a test. That was the order of the court. But they never conducted any test. Today's section is more than legal battle. It's a moral referendum. It's a choice between truth, deception, between freedom, oppression, between light and darkness. And you have seen it play out again. The government wants the world to forget Nnamdi Kanu. This is the master plan. The government, you see, that is why I can never keep, if I have time to be speaking 3 times a day, I will. If I have opportunity to speak 3 times a day to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa a voice, I will do it. If I have the time and strength to speak 24 hours to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa a voice, I will do it. The government wants the world to forget Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but we will not allow that. How can we forget a man who sacrificed his freedom for the liberation of millions? How can we be silent when the very system sworn to uphold justice is being used as a weapon of persecution? This is why we must speak louder than ever, because silence in the face of injustice is nothing but betrayal. Silence in the face of injustice is betrayal. I have a message for the governments of the zoological republic called Nigeria and the world at large. To the Nigerian government, we say this: you cannot silence the truth by detaining the messenger. Did you hear me well? Nigerian government, you cannot silence the truth by detaining the messenger. You cannot cage the spirit of freedom by locking up a man of conscience. Every minute you keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention deepens the wound of injustice and widens the crack of division in this fragile contraption called Nigeria. And to the world powers, to human rights bodies and international observers, I ask, my fellow Biafrans join their voice and they ask, where is your voice? Where is the voice of the United Nations? Where is the voice of the world powers? Where is the voice of the human rights bodies? Where is the voice of the international observers? Where is your voice? Where is your conscience when a man is dying in detention simply because he asks for self-determination? A right enshrined in the United Nations Charter. Where is your voice? The Biafrans are asking, where is your voice? My message to Biafrans and freedom fighters across the world, lovers of freedom across the world, do not be discouraged. My beloved brothers and sisters, fellow Biafrans, do not be discouraged. This struggle is not a sprint. The very struggle we are in is not a sprint. It is a marathon of destiny. It is a marathon of destiny. Every persecution, every trial, and every injustice bring us one step closer to the birth of Biafra. Let this court hearing reminds us that freedom is never given. It is fought for and earned. Always remember, freedom is not given. It is fought for and earned. Our unity, our persistence, our unwavering faith in the cause will determine the outcome of this struggle. I want every one of you, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, to remember, they can arrest a man, but they can never arrest an idea. You can arrest a man for all I care, but you can never arrest an idea. Biafra is an idea whose time has come, and no force on earth can stop it. Biafra is an idea whose time has come, and no force on earth can end it. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, add your own voice. Wherever you're watching this program from, drop it on the comment section. Write on the comment section and tell us where you are watching from. Galvanize your area. Call on the people around you to stand up for free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu protest on Monday. If you're in London, you're in Enugu, you're in Port Harcourt, you're in Malaysia, you're in America, You are in anywhere in the world, say it loud in the chat section. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Write it bold on the comment section. Write it bold. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Use that hashtag in all your platforms. Write it on the comment section as you're watching me. Write it on the comment section. And also use it on your own platform. Use it to share this video. Use it to share this video to somebody. Put hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Let the world see our unity, our love, our demand for justice. And if you haven't done yet, please, I urge you to like, share, subscribe, so that we can push this message to the level the enemy cannot oppose. Let's push this message to every corner of the earth until freedom rings loud and clear. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are at this point in time, we need to stand up and do the needful. 20th of October is a strong weapon in our hand. Chukwu Okike Abiama cannot do everything for us. Chukwu Okike Abiama, there are certain things he will do for us, but there are things we can do for ourselves. Chukwu Okike Abiama have never ever left us with a leader. At every given point in time, he provides the solution and he provides somebody to lead it. When we were confused, he brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to educate us and show us the light. When they took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he brought Mazi Samoneba to keep the pressure and keep things going. When we thought that there is no other pressure coming anywhere, today we have seen Chukwu Okike going outside the board to pick Showore. Went outside to pick Showore today to put pressure on Nigeria. It only takes the grace of God for somebody to make that move. It takes the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama for a politician to put his career on the line. In Nigeria, it has never happened before. It has never happened before. Showore took that bold step. And every one of us must. It is a must. We must key in into that call. We must key into that call. None of us is supposed to be found wanting on that day. No Biafran is supposed to be found wanting in Abuja. Every Biafran that is having business in Abuja is supposed to shut it down without being told. Nobody needs to beg you. Because this battle is not just about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is about every one of us. It is about every one of us. Every Biafran business in Abuja is supposed to be locked down. And not just Biafran business. Anyone that cares about humanity, anybody, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your belief, it doesn't matter the camp where you belong. Everybody is supposed to key in tomorrow. Not tomorrow, on 20th. Everybody is supposed to key in on 20th to make this loud noise. A loud move that the Janjaweed cannot afford to ignore. This is a loud move that they cannot afford to ignore. To go for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Unconditional release. We are not asking for pardon because he has not committed any crime. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime anywhere. He has not committed any crime known to man anywhere. That is why today we are supposed to come out in mass on the 24th and demand the unconditional release of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every one of us is supposed to come out. Nobody is supposed to be out for free. Nobody is supposed to be out. Everybody is supposed to join this call, because the person leading the call is not joking. I want us to listen to Showore. The move he's making, he's not playing. You can see him on the move. Showore is not playing. So are we going to be the ones to play? Are we going to be the ones to play? If Showore, an outsider, is in the front line, what excuse do you have as a Biafran? What excuse do you have? You that you call yourself a Biafran. If Showore can be in the front line.
We are helping them to help themselves. This is a problem that has been going for 10 years. The unjust, unlawful, illegal, and the kidnapping of our brother from Kenya by international kidnappers yet to be identified, who brought him to Nigeria for this illegal trial. Yesterday, they called me through one of my sources that Showore, why are you fighting for Nnamdi Kanu? He's on trial. Let us finish the trial first before we can talk about releasing him. And the simple question I ask is, what are you trying him for? No answer. Because what we are trying him for has been discontinued by the Court of Appeal. He was charged and acquitted. The Supreme Court followed up and ruled that his bail was not violated because it was Nigerian army that went to his house to go and drag him away from the country. And he has the right to save his life. What other charges do they have? Nothing. I will surprise you today, in 2019, when they were looking for charges to put on Nnamdi Kanu's head. They charged me and him together. Yes. Yes. They said that we were trying to kill some policemen in the southeast. I don't even know where Abia State exactly is in Abia State. But I was honored to be charged with him. I get charged every week in this country. Every week. Last week, I was charged 3 times at the Federal High Court. So I know about all these fake charges by the federal government. So we are asking you to please come out on Monday en masse. It is our time to bring our brother home. And we cannot accept anybody to be treated as second-class citizens in this country. That is why we are not.
You can hear Showore speaking on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can hear the strength, the wisdom, the fearlessness in him. If Showore can be in the front line, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Showore fearlessly in the front line, while every one of us, the Igbo people, are running back to their shell. Everybody is scared. You don't want to be shot. You don't want to be attacked. You don't want your business to be disturbed. You don't want to lose your contract. You don't want to lose your position. That is all you hear in the mouth of this. And when you hear Showore talk about this call that they made, I can bet you that if you go and check, it will be an Igbo man that made that call to him. That why are you fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Allow the court to take its course. And what course is court going to take? Is it the same court that freed him and you continue? Is it the same court that freed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and quashed all the cases and you continue to rewrite cases, rewrite charges every day? And today, you see the worst happened in their court. Nigerian Medical Association went and wrote something that is unfounded and brought out. They went and wrote something that is unfounded and brought out. And they gave them to publish. And they blindly published it. And they served the lawyers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the court 5 minutes to the time. Then they adjourned the case to 23. And from the adjourned the case to they said they gave them until 30th to conclude all their cases. They gave them until 30th to conclude everything about their case. You can see that they have made up their mind to do what they want to do. They have concluded that they're going to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have all made up their mind on what they are going to do. And I bet you, if we keep silent, things are going to go wrong. That is why everybody must come out. Everybody must come out. This is not about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone. It is about humanity. As we speak, some people are already coming out on their own. I saw a video, a one-man stand protest, a fearless one-man stand protest. It caught my attention, and I want to bring it and share with us. One-man stand protest. The fearless, whether it's a man or a woman, flying the flag, demanding for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even in the presence of their traffic warden, and they wanted to threaten the woman. Didn't care. He was shouting. He was shouting, and he dared them to arrest him. That is the spirit. You have been afraid for so long. If you talk, you die. If you don't talk, you will die. Why don't you talk and die? At least people will know that you have talked. At least people will know that you have contributed something. I am looking for that one-man protest. A very strong one-man protest. Fearlessly. And he challenged them, come and arrest me. This revolution that is coming, you must not keep yourself away from it. A very strong revolution is coming. And nothing is going to stop it. Nothing is going to stop it. We must pay attention. Did you see that? This is a one-man stand protest. One-man stand protest. And the awareness is going viral everywhere. What about you? What is going to stop you? What is going to stop you as a Biafran to join and do your own part? What are you still afraid of? Onye no na ana, ọ na-atụ egwu ada. Somebody who is already on the floor cannot be afraid of falling. Why are you afraid? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say we are dead already. So why are you afraid? Oh, they are going to attack you. Oh, they will shoot you. Oh, they will do that. Are you even alive? Are they not shooting you now that you're not even protesting? Are they not killing you as you're not protesting? Are they not attacking you? Are they not tear gassing you, even when you're not protesting? Is it not better at least you know that you are tear gassed when you were protesting? You were doing something. There's something you are doing, and then they came. There is no excuse. There is no reason why we will not engage in this protest. There is no excuse anywhere you can give. No excuse will be enough to say we will not participate. No excuse is acceptable. We must participate in this call to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is mandatory. We must participate. So wherever you are as a Biafran, you must join this call and continue to demand for the unconditional release of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He must be released. He must be released. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter whichever angle you are going or what you believe. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. And every one of us have to come out and fight and speak on the behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is an assignment that every one of us have, and we must engage on that assignment. Don't allow anybody to talk you out of it. Don't allow anybody to talk you out of it. And I'm going to play the advice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in preparation to this very protest. The advice given to us by our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in preparation for this very protest.
I do have a very important and very special.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a troublemaker. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a very peaceful man, has always been a very peaceful man. So he has been given advices on how to conduct ourselves, on how to go about protests. And it is our duty to remind you that as you are preparing for this protest, as you are coming out on Monday, you have to have these informations in your mind. Very, very important. As you're coming out, listen carefully to this program, share it and let it go viral. This is a message from our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
I do have a very important and very special announcement to make and an advice to those who are out on the streets protesting. At this particular point in time, this protest must remain peaceful. I beg each and every one of you, resist every provocation, resist every temptation to retaliate. But what we are suggesting is that every protest group must have 2 lines of defense. They must have 2 lines of defense, that all these government-hired thugs, all these APC thugs, all these people instigated by the British government to try to disrupt these protests, peaceful protests going on all over the place, will not be able to get to the main body of the protest itself. There will be 2 of steel to protect the main body of the process itself and to stop all these thugs from making their way into the heart of the protesters. Very, very important, please. We are going to remain peaceful. This protest will remain peaceful. I beg each and every one of you, what Britain wants, what Fulani Janjaweed wants, is for you to turn violent. That they may paint you black before the whole world, that they may tell the whole world that you have another motive and another agenda. We know, the world understands that the reason why we are doing what we are doing this very day is to bring about a better tomorrow for our young people, for their children, and their children, and their children for eternity. that the same way that other societies went through this very painful, difficult period in their history is how now they are confronting theirs. What the youths are going through, what they are doing right now on the ground, every civilized society went through it. It is not an exception to the rule. What they are doing is the norm. We are therefore advising that we must remain peaceful. We must remain peaceful, please. We must remain peaceful. Very, very important.
You have heard this outstanding message from our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And every one of us that is going out on the 20th, on Monday, will have this information in your heart. They are going to try to provoke you. Remain peaceful and calm. They are going to create their first flag operation. Remain peaceful and calm. Many important personalities are going to be there, and I assure you that it cannot be like what you have been seeing in the past. They will try to discourage you. They will tell different kinds of lies to make sure that they scare you from coming. Don't be scared. Already, international observers are in Abuja today waiting. Many people are flying in already. Many have arrived already against Monday. Biafrans across the world, from all parts of the world, are coming home because of this protest, to march to Abuja, to march to Asarok and make this statement. It is important. And the march will go on. So wherever you are as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam to please play your own part. Do what you have to do to make sure our voice is heard. Continue to share this information. Continue to create the awareness in your own little way. Don't just watch the program and you keep silent. Once you join the program, if every one of us here will share the program and one person comes from you, it is going to go a long way. When you share it to a group, that group, somebody there will share it to someone else. Someone else will share it to someone else. That is how the information goes. The social media network, they don't want us to speak. They don't advertise our program. They don't promote our program. It is you that will promote it by sharing. Sharing is free. It doesn't cost money. I pray that Chukwu Kabiam will give us that wisdom, knowledge, understanding to do the right thing when we have to do it. I appreciate every one of you that has participated on this evening program. We have come to the end of our program. Remember, our evening program is always 1 hour. We don't spend much time. So I thank you all that have been patient with us from the beginning of the program up to this minute. I pray that Chukwu Kabiam will guide and protect every one of you that have been part of this program. I pray for our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I pray for our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko. No evil shall befall them. No evil shall befall them. No evil befall them. Thank you so much for being part of this program. See you again tomorrow morning by the grace of Chukwu Kabiam. Good night and stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Move it down. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jollof. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It's very close at the film. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They don't even care, they don't even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it on. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect in private. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.